Alright, I decided to make a video about this because there was a time at 4 a.m. in the morning I had to, for some reason I felt the need to play Phantasy Star. Some unexplained reason. Well, okay, actually, there is a reason. I was obviously trying to acquire some those silly Dread Keepers, those new ones and stuff like that. And boy, was it was interesting. Very, very annoying and interesting at the same time. Thinking to myself that I was going to possibly, definitely find a way to make things a bit more, get some profit behind this. And there was a time where I broke, and here's the armor, by the way, the weapon that I broke, by the way. You notice that it's missing some of its augments compared to my other videos. It used to be so much stronger. All it really has, and when I used the term broke, but not disappear, like, it wasn't destroyed, it was just broken. It's like it's missing all those powerful pay-to-win augments and stuff. I mean, something that I couldn't sell off anyway, let me be clear here. So, this weapon was stuck the way it was. Could be used for materials, but that's about it, really. It's kind of lame. So I kind of got angry, real angry, and decided to crash out. But I also decided to cash out at the same time, too. To just throw all my money, throw all my resources, everything, just everything to the bank, and I went to my account and realized that I had like about roughly 43 million. So I'm actually a bit higher than I was before. I guess what I'm also trying to get back is that this is what we call a reset, by the way. Like just resetting everything in the community, actually coming together. You know, not directly, by the way, but just being able to just, I don't know. I've done so much damage to the Alliance to admit. And of course I feel bad about it. I mean, maybe any sane, normal person, and I've seen this a bunch of times in a lot of alliances where they don't just particularly leave the Alliance. I mean, sure, they'll leave, but they won't actually leave the Alliance and stuff like that. I kind of, sort of, still want that to be the case, but I also have, I have a premium that I don't necessarily want to go to waste, you know. We're going to probably be operating under a low maintenance type of thing, yeah? We're going to probably just remove the whole, oh, I don't know. We're going to remove a certain things out of the equation now. That's what we're going to do. Like, not worry about things such as, the Agrant Dread Keeper, which is probably when everyone's on their mind and costing a lot of money right now. I'm surprised it's not even showing it right now, but that reminds me of something too, by the way, and something important. Is it right here, I think? Yeah, I think that's it. Because there might have been a couple of things I've missed out on. Like how this price went down. This price used to be so high. Now, I probably wasn't going to make it even if I spent the whole Saturday grinding and grinding and grinding and grinding. So now I can hope to get about at least 16 mil at most now, as opposed to the 30, which was available. So there's still money to be made, but the money has to be done, acquired a little bit differently. That's all. Did I spell that wrong? I know you're here somewhere. Okay. Maybe you're here. In fact, why are you here? You shouldn't be here. I'll go ahead and sell this. Alright, short version is I do feel kind of bad leaving the Alliance like the way I did. Without an explanation. But I am surprised the leader did give me a message. But it really wasn't him trying to get me to come back or anything like that. Like, whatever I contribute to the alliance wasn't enough for him to even at least attempt to try to bring me back at all. It was just whatever. It is what it is. And I want to I already said it to him, but I want to go on record that it didn't matter to me that he didn't show up very often in the game at all. The times he showed up in the game was very sparse, and some of the statements he made, at least when it comes to paying money to skip content so he can enjoy, a certain friend of mine can enjoy the game with them, was definitely something that, I mean, it wasn't the worst thing in the world. It wasn't. It was annoying, but it wasn't the worst thing in the world. And I know he wasn't good at a game like I was. He didn't have like almost over 2,000 hours worth of experience and investment into the game and stuff like that. He didn't. He didn't have any of those things. And I say that's fine. That's totally, absolutely fine. One of my options is trying to get back into the alliance. But let me be real with you here. That alliance was just having trouble keeping up. Most of you saw how it was. There was a whole lot of people just not flat out, and maybe he didn't say everything and stuff like that. Maybe he didn't. Of course, we had some people showing up eventually, which was cute and all, like actual people that showed up. And my reason for not joining line because I figured something was going to happen again. I mean, I still think the damage I did was pretty substantial, by the way. Make no mistake, it is still bad damage to have a weapon like this broken down accidentally and losing about, let's say about 2 million or something. And sure, my money would suggest that I'm pretty damn good, and I'm crying over nothing, personally. And a lot of that money problem could be solved simply by just going to deck space and spending an hour and stuff. And this game does actually still, is still categorized in my field of games. Because I'm supposed to play action or fighting games, and this is still an action game still, at the end of the day. Of course, I'm also sick and tired of seeing this fight all the damn time, but it's just, I don't know, it's just like even in a situation like this, I wouldn't touch any fight, really. Is this Dark Souls? Nope, mining. I will test something with mining, though. I'm gonna see if I can cheese mining like I did before. Like, just spend a few minutes, do the one fight, and then that'd be it. Because it gets on my nerves, but I'm gonna check it, though, for sure. Let's see, there's an alliance thing that shows up, too, right? No skin. Looking for an alliance. We're gonna say nighttime. I'm actually going for a very bold statement. Yeah, I wanna be an officer. Yeah, I want to be an officer of your alliance. And I will prove my worth as soon as possible. There. An extremely bold statement, and I've always done this from the other way around, where looking for people. If you don't check the looking for alliance, you will be in the searching for candidates. You can select the time. Okay. That takes care of that. There is no trying to rebuild that weapon, by the way. The best we can do is just, those augments are there, and I can take those augments right off, is what I'm going to do. So what's, I mean, everyone obviously knows what's going to happen when it comes to getting some power back and stuff like that. We gotta go back to the lame stuff again. Did I have anything? The versus bosses thing is pretty cute. I could have continued selling that. Let's see. I mean, that isn't too bad, really. It's lower. And then I have the little silly guard thingy. I probably could sell a lot of these rings. Because there were particular rings that I wanted. Look at it again. Anyway, I just wanted to make a statement, by the way. I mean, sure, this game was easy enough content, but compared to Fortnite, I was at the very least, playing the game. Like, say what you will about how boring it was. I was also talking, too, because I noticed I go to other streams and other people watching them play the game. It's just like, well, they're not actually, doing much of anything. They're not really talking to the Alliance or anything. Well, except for this one guy. He was talking just a little bit. Not everyone's like that. But the some that are is kind of annoying. Was this the one that I used? I have to go look at my footage now. I have a little bit of time left before selling these rings off. Guess I have to put one on, don't I, still? Let's see. I think it was Patient Amp, in all honesty. When your HP decreases. And the boss one, I mean, that was cute and all. And then a flat boost, which means when you negate an attack with a side step. Wait. When you negate an attack with a side step or with a weapon action. Oh. I didn't know that. This could be useful too. Let's see how useful this is. I guess I have to take them out of my all inventory. So we're going back to one of those free-to-play, well, free gear scumbags now. That's what we're going to become right now. And granted, there was a way to... I mean, I kind of hinted there was a way to recover from this. I just didn't think I'd get so much money back. Because there's a way to actually just hit hard. Because how much would it take right now? Let's see. 5, 10, 15. About 15 mil. 15... 16, 17, 18, 19... 2021. So it would take about 21 mil just to get myself a decent enough power boost to be hitting as almost the same as back then, almost. But honestly, now that I'm here, I'm gonna look at this real quick. Let's see. It was a task. Yes, January, February, March, April, May, June. So June the 2nd, there's supposed to be an even stronger version of this weapon that'll show up in the future. At least according to this. And the weapon that I have right there will just be used as a, it'll be used for something else to help me craft another weapon. That's what will have to happen. It sucks that it has to happen, but that's just kind of how it is. Really. Now, I guess the big question is, will I be able to get back into that alliance if I talk to Bro again? Will I? I would assume that I did so much help with the Alliance, and only coming back would definitely, I mean, sure, morale's a little bit broken and stuff, and maybe he has to explain a couple of things, and maybe he said some things, too. Maybe. Possibly. But they all gonna have to accept the fact that, I do have proof that me playing the game consistently, by the way. Now, maybe I wasn't around whenever they were around, you know. And sure, a 4-hour gap of playing a game, you would think you'd be able to catch somebody, but sometimes it isn't like that all the time. Not every single time. But that sure is a whole lot of what-ifs. We don't want to keep throwing blame just because I made a mistake. Not all the time. That's not cool. That's I don't know, that's too much stress to think about, really. But I definitely will be playing this game on a low-maintenance type of thing. Because really, once the premium for this thing comes to an end, that's about it, really. I'm not really sure why I'm buying more of the, and I'm still going to need Tri-Boost. Because if anything I'm going to get out of this little, whatchamacallit thingy, I'm going to make sure I get my money's worth. So, securing all of these as much as possible, so I can go back into deck space and make a bunch of money, is something that I'll probably do y'all a favor and not exactly make videos about, by the way. Like, hell, even me just looking for Alliance members is more entertaining than sitting in deck space and just making a bunch of money. You know, it's tempting. Very tempting to do. And they have this new scratch thing going off, but it's not really worth my time, truthfully. And there was some YouTuber, I can't pronounce his name quite well, and it's something Capri Sun. I'm going to keep referring to him as. Alright, they definitely doubled things up a bit for me, that's great. A whole bunch of these. Put these right here. I think we got one of those to begin with. Alright, let's see, equipment. They all sound quite lovely, honestly. Because one of them was more practical. One was actually going to work compared to the other. Because obviously I wanted that potency to increase. Alright, I mean, that's pretty much cut and dry about what a person could possibly want out of their gameplay. And this one, that's this amp 5, I could probably just upgrade. Was it patient amp? It was patient amp, is what it was. Yeah, just patient amp. Of course, I have to go back to my old build if I want to go back to the patient amp thingy. Yeah, I think hemorrhaging HP was just something that was just, it worked. It worked fine. It was never a big deal. Let's see if he be recovering. When attacking with PP at 45 or... Wait. What does it mean by when attacking? Like, just in general? Or at 30% when at 22 or lower. A 90-second cooldown. Like, yeah, maybe that would work for some fights. I guess we'll just hold on to it for right now, just because, truthfully, the simple guard is probably where it's at, really. This actually has a higher battle power, too. I should just hold on to it because that. It'll be close, but I think I know what end to go back into. I have to go back into the burning sensation again, it looks like. Alright, so what were my options for getting back into the game? Yes, there was you. You silly little thing. And they're down nearby enemies. It was a straightforward one, honestly. Wait, those are the things I put on there? Risky stand. Okay. I think I have a chance to switch to something else too. Pretty sure I have a rifle. And a rod. Because honestly, considering what the rod has given for me, it has given me a lot of wonderful options. What is this upgrade to? I think there's still a way to get a particular item on there without costing a bunch of star gems. I just can't get into the AT weapon. Like, I kind of don't really like messing with Talus. Something about Talus and, well, maybe Talus is doable if I stay away from Force, really. I think that's another thing, too. Like, if I wasn't just gonna go for a silly support role anymore. Also, that feeling is creeping up again. The feeling where I feel like I'm underwater, and it makes it hard to play the game. I guess this is the feeling I've always wanted, huh? At least it lets me know that I'm not addicted to the game. But boy, does it feel terrible. Now, we're also going to try to repeat history. That's what we're going to try to do. I think there's something I can do with these AT weapons, so I gotta buy another AT weapon. Should I change it to something else? I can't believe this has only been 23 minutes, and I've done most of the part was talking. Mostly. Just doing some math on photon blasting. I need to think about how I want to ask to come back to the Alliance, really. Because who's to say it wouldn't happen again? I mean, nothing does last forever. Honestly. It doesn't. It doesn't last forever. And I'm extremely lucky I got the money that I got to begin with. But I'm also going to lose the opportunity to get this extra money if I don't try to do something now. Like it. I also realized something too. Something's off today. Something is off, and I will probably have to cut the game short. Yes. But after I look through all this stuff real quick, I had to look through preset skills. That's one of my issues. I know I have to at least get a level 2 in Fixer to have a high enough attack. That much I understand. Or I can just go for the, honestly, there's no reason not to go for Blaster, honestly. Sure, what Fix is just like a 1 point let's see, so we're counting on... what are we basing it on in the first place? We're basing it on a weapon. We're basing it on my... the power increase. Alright, so let's just say I'm looking for an 8 and a 6 points in that. So sure. Let me go back. Gotta re-scroll up. And don't expect me to play that urgent quest, by the way. The urgent quest is a product dry, but like I said, we're gonna test something out with the urgent quest. If anything can be done with the urgent quest, as that is. Because I could make my own alliance. And I used to play with Ultra Fox too, by the way. His comments game. I'm good on rejoining. Y'all lame anyway. Like, yeah, we were pretty lame. He sent it to me. What was the date on this, by the way? Let's see. The 23rd. What, now I can't see my date on my cell phone? 2 days. I want to say I rage quit on the 23rd. Let's see. So it's definitely a Friday. Yeah, I definitely rage quit on a Friday, that's for sure. Like early morning Friday. So he definitely found out. Don't know if he sent the message to the other guy. I would say I stick to my guns, but there's just something about it. Is there a reason to play an urgent quest? I just realized that. Just is there. Not sure there's doing this twice. Then this and this, but some days only. So basically 1, 2... It's basically just still 2 times. They expect you to run it at least 2 times at most. I don't think there's a reason to run an urgent quest, in all honesty. Like, not really. There was a time, and there really isn't much of a reward to do it. So of course I'm wrong. Alright, so we're going to take this. We're going to try to repeat history, but do it correctly this time. We're going to take all of this. And truthfully, I was a little bit annoyed about Talus anyway. Talus definitely had some issues. I kind of want to just go straight to Force and just, maybe Talus isn't that bad. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and equip this now. You were just never to worry about a thing like Tector ever again. Even though we're still going to have to be using Tector anyway because there's still this. And they're all kind of synonymous with each other. Refix this up palette now. Let's see. So I still have... well, let's be real. I would never have a normal attack on here to begin with. Ever. I don't think I'm missing out on that really powerful attack I used to have now. Alright, that's gone now. It's not really too late to switch. Honestly, I could just have the gun as a separate option, really. Like, wouldn't use it for serious battles, but clearly the thing would, the gun was good enough to take care of the small threats that I met. And I think that's all that mattered. Just nothing serious, just to get it out of the way. We're going to have just, I guess after I take care of something in the background, I'm only going to have just a little bit more energy to take care of one last key important thing. I don't know how useful, slot just seems like something that's only useful for a couple of things, but I'll keep it anyway. And I forgot I actually had a Krez rifle. Now, working with Krez rifle isn't so bad considering it's possible. There's a lot of dodging involved in the Krez weapons, and it's sellable. Like, the most nuclear option right now is to just well, that's the safe option. What's the safe option? Safe option is just keeping this as to grind in some places, and keeping this here for the more stronger places, and the super bosses. And we're not really sure if the upgrade I plan on doing is going to be enough. Not entirely sure. We just know this is one of the few weapons that are actually someone could invest into. Now what we are going to try to do is try to get that thing up on a higher tier. And there's only way to do that. We just have to exchange a random weapon, that's all we have to do. Can I still get a rod? Yeah, left. One left, one left. So I can still get a rod. I can still get a rifle too, right? The rifle's already been acquired. A riding rifle will be a very interesting choice. But there is a future for rifle gunplay. It does work. It'd be different. And the rifle contributes. And Fourth would just use their rods, use their magic. But Tails had the flexibility. And honestly, it was just a small price to pay. Like Talus and Force, Rod was a really good combo to begin with. I mean, sure, this could block attacks. And it still can. But one was fundamentally better than the other. But a tad bit more selfish. Let's see. As a Force, this would get replaced. But now I wouldn't keep Photon. Photon Flare would be something I have to keep closer to me. If I really want it to be useful. I would never need PP conversion, as it's just, it's useless really. It's kind of useless because the PP recovery thing happens so rapidly. If I ever get low in PP, I'll just hit this button one time and then go back to just using charged special moves. Like, that kind of did the trick really. Like, very, very well. So it's quite literally unstoppable. We'll still keep this. Don't know if we even need that anymore either. Like I said, just using special moves is all we really needed. But I guess Talus is supposed to make techniques hit harder, so we'll keep it around just because of that. And maybe this one, Talus is a bit further. I'm just hitting with Talus, and I think that's probably the most optimal thing to do. Let's see, if we're using this one, what would that be? So now I'll be able to comfortably keep 4 different spells now. And it could be any spells too. Let's see, we're going to move you up a bit further. I always just like to have 2 of them around. Probably could have 3 of them. Yeah, having 3. But that really only applies to certain fights, really. Where I know I can just kill a bunch of enemies at once and just build the meter that way. And now this feels better, now all of a sudden. Have Wind and Lightning turn Dark. Dark will always just be the go-to thing to always have in there. Alright, the skill will be right here actually, let's see. Look at all these life spells I have. So, I want to say wish me luck, players. Because I've definitely gone through a whole bunch of luck before, but luck with actual people, I mean, I guess it really shouldn't be that much different anyway, in all honesty. I mean, how much more different could it possibly be? I've dealt with bad luck before. All the time. And I don't think it ever changes, in all honesty. So that's probably the perfect setup right there. I got my revives all the way over here. And having these 2 together was so incredibly important, by the way. Amounts of, like, very, very important. I don't really need you anymore. Wait a second, what's going on here? So what did I take out? Because I like this setup. Maybe I don't need overemphasis. Overemphasis could be worthless. I mean, people just need to heal themselves, in all honesty. It was just kind of an extra meh skill, and then the Talus Tector would just be tolerable. And if that's the case, because, like, screw that. I would use it for very niche situations. What did this do? Techniques attack target locations when the talents are deployed. Technique element down factory. Tricky to pass engage. Those all sound nice. Guess it makes sense that it only pertain to those. Oh, did I never do those before? And it really doesn't particularly matter about, what? This doesn't go up either, does it? Oh, I take it back. It does go up, actually. Oops. I was not aware of that. And only certain spells are the ones that get this extra stuff. I might have to look into all these spells and their increases. Alright, I think I'll work on this a bit later. There's definitely a ring issue I need to take care of. Even though certain rings are going to be good and gone. well, we'll see if I can get back with the, I mean, it wouldn't be hard to get into a new alliance, in all honesty. It just depends on my reputation within the community and stuff like that. And, let's see, or getting back, yeah, either finding a new alliance or going back to the old one. And repairing whatever damages that have come by. And then making an explanation about it later.